Welcome to the 2018 Juno Nominee Press Conference. Please draw your attention to the stage. Hailing from Vancouver, BC, Cadence Music and Physical presents recording artist Felix Cartel.
Wake up, kids, we've got the dreamer's disease. Age 14, we got you down on your knees. So, but light, you're busy still saying please. Enemies who when you're down and your friend. Every night we smash the Mercedes Benz. First we run and then we laugh till we cry. But when the night is falling, you cannot find the light. You feel your dreams are dying. Hold tight. You've got the music in you. Don't let go. You've got the music in you. One dance left. This world is gonna pull through. Don't give up. You've got a reason to live. Can't forget. We only get what we give.
Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight, hold tight.
Is this thing on? Hi. Good morning. I'm Angeline Tedaweo, host of CBC Music Weekend Mornings and the CBC Music Top 20 Countdown. I'd like to welcome artists, industry members, and media to today's exciting event. Let's give a quick hand to Vancouver's Felix Cartel for kicking things off this morning. As the public broadcaster, CBC Music aims to connect, reflect, and engage Canadians through music. For this reason, CBC Music is proud to be the exclusive broadcast and content partner of the Juno Awards. I could not be more proud and excited to be here today to help introduce the 2018 Juno Award nominees. It has been an incredible year for Canadian music, from groundbreaking debut releases to masterful works from some of Canada's most cherished talent. Please join me in welcoming Alan Reid, President and CEO, Caris, the Juno Awards, and Music Counts to the stage.
Thanks very much, Angeline, and thanks, Felix, for getting things started today. Good morning, everybody. How you feeling? Good. Nice to see a lot of familiar faces here once again. Also, please thank you for CBC Music for broadcasting this live and streaming it across Canada right now. Hello at home, everybody. And thanks all of you for joining us today to honor the 2018 Juno Award nominees here at the Great Hall. You know, each year we've moved this event around to a different music venue, and this is a spectacular room. I just want to thank Steve Metlitsky and Mark Foster for welcoming us here to the Great Hall and for doing such an amazing job revitalizing this amazing room. This year, the Juno Awards are celebrating 47 years of excellence in Canadian music, and we're returning to the West Coast for the first time in 9 years. A rich musical heritage comes out of Vancouver, from world-class artists, producers, indie labels, and of course, venues. It's truly a fantastic music city. We're also very excited about our return to our exclusive broadcast and content partner, CBC. Canada's national public broadcaster shares a very similar vision with Music Counts, or with Caris, and that is all artists, all genres, all the time. I want to say a special thank you to Heather Conway, Jennifer Detman, Sally Cato, Susan Taylor, and Mark Steinmetz, and the entire team at CBC about this new exciting partnership we have together. The 2018 Juno Awards will be held on Sunday, March 25th at Rogers Arena, and for the first time ever, we'll be broadcasting live across the entire country. And now here to tell us a little bit more about that and our partnership is Heather Conway, Executive Vice President of CBC.
Thank you, Alan. Sorry. I think I'm going to start bringing a DJ to every speech I do because it really makes the whole room feel good. It's really my honor to be here today. Before talking about our plans, as Alan mentioned, I really would like to take a moment to acknowledge the terrific work that Randy Lennox and the team at CTV did for championing Canadian music and artists. I think their support and ensuring that our homegrown talent remained front and center has been tremendous. So I do want to thank them. As Alan mentioned, for the very first time in Juno history, we will be broadcasting the awards live from coast to coast to coast on CBC and on CBC Radio in partnership with our incredible production partners at Insight. And I see John Brunton is here today. Thank you, John. We're looking forward to working with you. In another first, we will also be live streaming the awards to the entire world on cbcmusic.ca, Facebook, and YouTube. With this truly live broadcast and streamcast, I guess, we will be bringing together millions of viewers and listeners in Canada and around the world to celebrate at the same time. But our commitment to the Junos and Canadian music does not begin and end with the broadcast. As the home for Canadian music, CBC Music is investing in new content and initiatives that will shine a spotlight on this country's homegrown musical talent 365 days a year, including covering a more diverse range of genres. This new programming includes special sessions featuring some of today's most acclaimed Canadian artists covering a past single of the year. If you haven't seen it, and I have, it's really wonderful. I recommend you check out William Prince's brilliant cover of Michael Bublé's Home, which was Juno Single of the Year, of course, back in 2006. Today, we'll be dropping the first of 7 weekly Juno podcasts leading up to the awards, and then Juno Week in Vancouver, where our teams will be on the ground supporting and covering all events. CBC Music will sponsor Juno Fest, which is a 2-night showcase of Canada's rich musical diversity, featuring over 100 bands at more than 15 venues. Even CBC Kids is getting in on the act, hosting the Junior Junos for Canada's youngest music fans. CBC Music will also broadcast what we think of as the jewel of the Junos, which is the Songwriters Circle, live on CBC Radio. Finally, we're also proud to announce that Sunday, March 25th, will be known as Music Day on CBC, featuring a celebration of Canadian music on all platforms leading up to the awards broadcast. As Susan Margetti likes to say, the music has the power to bring us together as a nation, and CBC is honored to partner with the entire CARIS team to bring music to new heights in this country. I want to thank you. I want to congratulate all the nominees, and it is now my pleasure to introduce the first performer on the 2018 Juno Awards stage. Please draw your attention to the screen.
My name is Jessie Reyes, and I'm going to be performing at the Junos for the first time. If I f up, maybe it's the last time.
Gotta love Jessie. Something tells me this will not be her only appearance at the Junos. We're really thrilled to have Jessie join us on the stage this year. She's had an incredible year with her EP, Kiddo, and I honestly can't wait to see what she's going to do on the Juno stage as she makes her first-time appearance. I'd like to take a moment to congratulate our special award recipients. First off, this year's inductee into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, the Bare Naked Ladies. You know, back in the days when I used to be an A&R guy for A&M Records, B&L was the very first band I tried to sign. I didn't get them, unfortunately, but I think Ed is here somewhere today. Ed, Tyler, Jim, Kevin, and Stephen, congratulations. We're really looking forward to honoring you in Vancouver, as is the National Music Center in Calgary at Studio Bell, where they're going to be creating an exhibit honoring 30 years of your incredible music. So congratulations, guys. There's an old saying, it's not in the getting, it's in the giving. And there's no one who knows that better than this year's recipient of our Humanitarian Award. He's someone that probably most of you already know in this room and may even have benefited from his generosity, Mr. Gary Slade. His dedication to making the world a better place is honestly truly inspiring, whether that's through his work with healthcare, charities of all kinds, and supporting emerging artists and our industry. So again, Gary, congratulations. We're thrilled for you. And finally, this year's recipient of the Walt Special Achievement Award, a fearless broadcast industry trailblazer, renowned for incorporating human rights advocacy, social issues, and arts and culture into her work. And she's also a very powerful voice for women in the industry, Denise Donlin. Congratulations, Denise. We're going to be looking forward to honoring all 3 of these exceptional recipients at this year's awards in Vancouver. As we all know, there are very important conversations happening in our world right now around gender equality and sexual harassment. It is critical that we work collectively as an industry to support a larger representation of women in music and encourage a culture that nurtures their participation and success. For our part, at Caris, we are moving into and making a commitment to be a driver for that change and to support initiatives that will push that dialogue forward. From opening up technical career paths, to artist development, to the recognition of women that are shaping the future of our industry. And I call on all of you to help us join in taking that action. We've already begun our efforts, and we feel we can do this best inside our organization. Within Caris, we have formed a working group that's going to be led by our Chief Operating Officer, Jackie Dean, to evaluate our initiatives relating to gender equality, inclusion, and respect. We're also in the process of developing a scholarship for women in the technical field of production and engineering. And on Juno Week, we're working with the host committee on a very important program called Good Night Out to promote safety and prevent sexual harassment at clubs during Juno Fest. And also, we're going to have an empowering keynote and panel led by Denise Donlin on paving a path to success for women in the industry. It's an important time of change, and we realize there are many conversations to have, and Caris is going to support that, and we want to be part of that change. Thank you. I think everybody in the room knows the transformational power that music can have. And we see a real challenge across this country. Access to music education continues to decline. That's why at Music Counts, our goal is to make sure we're putting instruments in the hands of kids who need them most. This past year, through the Music Counts TD Community Music Program, we received an application from a shelter dedicated to newly arrived homeless refugees, where about half of the residents are children. With instruments provided by Music Counts, they were able to develop a music program that helped lessen language barriers and gave these children a chance to explore their creativity. But most importantly, it was just fun and allowed them to be kids. I want to thank all of those of you in the room here today who've been vocal advocates and supporters of Music Counts. We can't do this without you. To find out how you can help, just visit musiccounts.ca to find out some more information or to make a donation. Okay. He's a two-time Grammy nominee this year. He also made Barack Obama's playlist at the end of the year. Please turn your attention to the screen for our second performer announcement.
Hey guys, my name is Daniel Caesar, and I'm very, very excited to announce that I will be performing at the Juno Awards this year. Last year I got to perform at the gala the night before and the Songwriter Circle, and I had just the best time. So this year at the Rogers Arena, I will be there, and I hope to see you guys there too.
That's right. Straight from London, Daniel's on his Freudian World Tour right now, and he'll be performing for the very first time on the Juno stage. As he was saying, he was at Ottawa last year, and he was a discovery for a lot of people, I'm sure, in this room in the industry, performing both at the gala and at the Songwriter Circle, and we're thrilled to have him back on the main stage this year. Just a few months ago, we lost a very special Canadian. What he gave this country through his songs, his word, and maybe more importantly, his actions will be felt forever. During this year's broadcast, we will honor the incredible life of Gord Downie. The 47th Annual Juno Awards will be taking place at Rogers Arena on March 25th, and we've just released a new block of tickets. You can go to ticketmaster.ca to get yours now. And once again, we're very proud to be partnering with Plus One so that $1 from every ticket will go to support Music Counts. And I'm sure you know there's a lot of planning that goes into putting on the Juno Awards, and that also requires a lot of scheduling around the host city arena. A special thanks goes out to the Aquilini family as well as the Vancouver Canucks organization for welcoming us into Rogers Arena. We really appreciate it. I want to take this moment, too, to also thank the Caris Board of Directors, the Caris staff who are working around the clock to ensure the success of the Junos, our team at Rocket PR for all the promotion they do for us, our broadcast producers, the exceptional team at Insight Productions, and, of course, our partners at CBC. And also a quick congrats to Megan McCabe, our Director of Comms, who just had her baby at 1:39 a.m. this morning. I'd also like to thank the Vancouver Host Committee, our co-chairs, Catherine Runnels and Nick Blasco, and our general manager, Jamie Pitt-Blado. It's hard to believe we're just 42 days away from the start of Juno Week. And as a not-for-profit, I know, 42 days. As a not-for-profit, CARES relies on the support of our partners that truly value Canadian music and their artists. I want to acknowledge the financial support of Factor and the Government of Canada and of Canada's private radio broadcasters, the province of BC, Creative BC, and the city of Vancouver. And new this year, we are very excited to be partnering with Apple Music and for their support of Canadian artists. You can listen to all the nominees at applemusic.com/Junos. As well, our good friends at TD Bank Group. They've been long supporters of Junos and Music Counts. The TD Green Room that they're going to be celebrating in Vancouver is an exclusive destination that brings the community together and will be showcasing many artists. You can just stop by the TD booth. It's right over here on the right-hand side. Get some more information, or just drop by on Friday or Saturday of Juno weekend at our Juno Host Hotel, the Park, Vancouver. Okay, let's get to the reason why we're all here today. We have 42 categories of nominees to present to you. That's one more than last year, because after a 30-year hiatus, Comedy Album of the Year is back at the Junos. So once again, please turn your attention to the screen. Here are your nominees for the 2018 Juno Awards.
Your 2018 Juno Award nominees are
Album of the Year, sponsored by Music Canada. Everything Now, Arcade Fire. Revival, Johnny Reid. Nobody But Me, Michael Bublé. Safe Haven, Ruth B. Now, Shania Twain.
Contemporary Roots Album of the Year, Amelia Curran, Bruce Coburn, Buffy St. Marie, The Jerry Cans, The Weather Station.
Classical Album of the Year, vocal or choral. Barbara Hannigan with Ludwig Orchestra. Daniel Taylor with the Trinity Choir. Gerald Finley with Bergen Philharmonic Orchestra. Isabel Barak-Darian and Choral Vox Eterna. Philippe Sly and John Charles Britton.
Instrumental Album of the Year, Do Make Say Think, 5 Alarm Funk, Christopher Madigan, Octopus, Peregrine Falls.
Dance Recording of the Year, Dubs, Felix Cartel, Capri, Nick Fiorucci, Sultan and Shepherd.
Single of the Year, sponsored by Live Nation, How Far I'll Go, Alessia Cara. Everything Now, Arcade Fire. Knocking at the Door, Arkells. There's Nothing Holding Me Back, Shawn Mendes. I Feel It Coming, The Weeknd.
Francophone Album of the Year, Alex Nevsky, Danielle Bélanger, Claude Talgag, Patrice Michaud, Pierre Lapointe.
Contemporary Christian Gospel Album of the Year, John Neufeld, Love and the Outcome, Manifest, Matt Maher, The Color.
Electronic Album of the Year, Blue Hawaii, Cree, Dabin. Kid Koala featuring Emiliana Torini, Rez.
Pop Album of the Year, Headley, Lights, Rhea May, Ruth B., Scott Hellman.
Classical Album of the Year, Solo or Chamber, Arc Ensemble, David Jalbert, James Ennis with Andrew Armstrong, Janina Filkowska, Louis Lortie.
Recording Engineer of the Year, Ben Kaplan, Eric Ratz, Gus Van Gogh, Riley Bell, Sean Everett.
Comedy Album of the Year, sponsored by Sirius XM Canada, Charlie Demers, DJ Demers, Ivan Decker, K. Trevor Wilson, Rebecca Kohler.
International Album of the Year, Bruno Mars, Ed Sheeran, Kendrick Lamar, Post Malone, Taylor Swift.
Jazz Album of the Year, Group, Andrew Downing's Otterville, Karn Davidson 9, Christine Jensen and Ingrid Jensen, David Braid, Mike Murley, Anders Mogensen, and Johnny Aman, Ernesto Cervini's Turboprop.
Reggae Recording of the Year, Amoy, Blessed, Isis, Kirk Diamond, Creesha Turner, and Keiko Neal.
Breakthrough Artist of the Year, sponsored by Factor, the Government of Canada, and Canada's private radio broadcasters. Alan Raymond, Charlotte Cardin, Jesse Reyes, Nav, Virginia to Vegas.
Metal Hard Music Album of the Year, Ancients, Arch Spire, Longhouse, Metz, Striker.
World Music Album of the Year, Auto Rickshaw, Battle of Santiago, Benny Asguerra and New Tradition, Briga, Cobo Town.
Rap Recording of the Year, sponsored by Stingray Music, Belly, Claremont II, Lou Phelps, Maestro Fresh West, Tory Lanez.
Children's Album of the Year, Big Block Sing Song, Bobs and Lolo, Fred Penner, Splash and Boots, The Mobleys.
Video of the Year, Leaving the Table, Christopher Mills, Leonard Cohen. The Drugs, Emma Higgins, Mother Mother. Venus Fly, Claire Boucher, Grimes. Gatekeeper, Peter Huang, Jesse Reyes. Knocking at the Door, Shane Cunningham and Mark Myers, Arkells.
Congratulations to all the nominees so far. At CBC Music, we connect Canadians with the very best in music. CBC Music offers over 100 incredibly curated music streams. I was just killing myself on an elliptical yesterday, and the workout music stream, it got me through it. Now, we've launched over 30 music streams dedicated to the Juno nominees, so you can just dive in there and just drape yourself in Juno nominee music. At CBC Music, our commitment to Canadian music and Canadian artists is second to none. You can find CBC Music through the CBC Music app. We are online, on the radio, and in television specials throughout the year. Please join me in welcoming Chairman of CARIS, the Juno Awards, and Music Counts, Mark Cohan.
Thanks, Angelina. Welcome, everyone. What a cool venue this is. I'm kind of mad at my parents. Would have liked to have my bar mitzvah here. Comedy's now in one of the nominees. I just want to congratulate all the nominees to date. We got another video to show about another half of them. It's amazing talent that we have. I love this day. I love this day because it really highlights the remarkable artists we have, their amazing music, and really shows a spotlight on our industry, everyone in this room and across this country. Now, I've been in this role for a little over 2 years, and time does fly, and I've really come to appreciate what I think CARIS means to the music industry. You know, we are much more than just an amazing award show. The Academy really is here to support the music industry 365 days a year. Under Alan's leadership and the board of directors, they've really clarified our mandate. It's simple and it's clear. It's one, to educate through Music Counts, our charity. Two, to develop artists through amazing programs like the Alan Slade Juno Masterclass Awards. Three, it's really to celebrate our amazing Canadian talent and music through the Juno Awards, why we're all here today. And fourth, it's really to honor the legends in our industry, and that is the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. So as Alan said it, as we walk around the CARIS hallways, we say our mandate is really from birth to myth. That's what we are all about. And do you know who's bought into that mandate? You heard from Heather and the team. It's our new partners at CBC. As our new partners, Karis and CBC is really working on new initiatives, and CBC has really hit the ground running. This past fall, our charity Music Counts and CBC partnered on a neat initiative called the Canadian Music Class Challenge. They went out to schools across the country, hundreds and hundreds of schools across the country, and they said to the music class, perform a great, iconic Canadian song. Well, we got almost 1,000. We got 1,000 entries. The winners of those, 6 of them became winners, get their own studio recording session for their school. So I want to congratulate all those members, and I want to thank CBC for that great initiative. In addition to that, CBC is also working with us on their Searchlight competition. As many of you know, CBC's annual music hunt for Canada's really undiscovered talent. Well, the winner of that award this year will earn a spot on the 2018 Alan Slade Juno Masterclass program and will join us in London next year in 2019. So I want to say to you, and I want to say to our partners at CBC, we are just getting started. As you heard from Heather, this is not just about the Juno Awards. This is about supporting the music industry 365 days a year with that amazing mandate to educate, to develop, to celebrate, and to honor. Now, why don't we get on to why we're here? I'm excited to be able to announce another great band who's going to be performing on the stage at the Juno Awards. Let's turn our attention to the big screen.
Hey, what's going on? We are Headley, and we just began our Cageless tour last night here in beautiful British Columbia. We're going to be traveling all the way across the country and back to make it home in time to our hometown in Vancouver and play the Junos on March 25th. Can't wait to see you there. Woo.
A great band, you know, as you heard from their hometown, BC, they've sold over 1 million albums. They are Juno Award winners. They've just kicked off their tour, I think, last night in Vancouver. And we are so excited to see them on our stage in their hometown. I also want to share something, and I got to know the band a little bit when I was commissioner because they played a Grey Cup. What's really interesting about this band, it's not just about the performance on the stage. It really is about their belief in giving back to this country and giving back to music. So Headley is also working with us and sponsoring our Music Counts Teacher of the Year Award, which is very exciting. This award, as many of you know, really calls out and nominates and awards the best high school music teacher in this country. Not someone who just keeps the music alive, but really lives it, feels it, breathes it, and shares that passionately with kids in their school. And Headley's going to be a part of that celebration. In addition to Headley doing that, they've also been a great partner on many Music Counts Band-Aid celebrations. So Headley believes in our mandate, and I want to thank the band for supporting music across this country. So as I wrap this up, you know, one of the most important things, and Alan started to talk about it, for Karis, for the Juno Awards, for Music Counts, and for this industry to be successful, we really have to have amazing partners. And those partners are from all different parts of the country. It is government leaders. It is community leaders. It is corporate leaders. Each of them have made a choice. While funding has diminished, each of them have really stepped up to really support the growth of music in this country. And I want to turn your attention to the big screen and give thanks to many of our amazing partners.
We'd like to take a moment to thank our dedicated Diamond partners for their ongoing support of the Juno Awards. CBC Music, Jackson Triggs, PWC, Radio Starmaker Fund, Slate Music, SoCan. And thank you to Nielsen Music, official data provider of the 2018 Juno Awards.
All right, thank you. Thank you to our partners. You know, we couldn't do without you, and one of our partners making the day a little happier for you, Jackson Triggs, has put together a Canadian mimosa that you can enjoy. Once you see the finalists and the nominees this year. So roll the tape. See you in Vancouver. Thank you for coming out.
The next round of Juno Award nominees are
Jack Richardson, Producer of the Year. Brian Howes and Jason Van Poederoyen. Diana Krall. Felix Cartel. Jordan Evans and Matthew Burnett. Thomas Toggs Salter.
Traditional Roots Album of the Year, Cassie and Maggie, Coig, Jamie Stone, The Dead South, The East Pointers.
Artist of the Year, presented by Apple Music. Daniel Caesar, Gord Downey, Lights, Ruth B., Shania Twain.
Jazz Album of the Year, Solo, Brad Cheeseman, Chet Doxas, Hilario Duran, Mike Downs, Ralph Bowen.
Adult Alternative Album of the Year, Gord Downey, Lee Follebeck, Tara Lightfoot, Timber Timbre, Whitehorse.
Classical Album of the Year, Large Ensemble, Arion Orchestre Baroque. James Ennis with Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra. Jan Leszecki with NDR and Philharmonie Orchestre. Johannes Moser with Orchestre de la Suisse Romande. Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra and Nunavut Suvunuksuvat performers.
Indigenous Music Album of the Year, sponsored by Aboriginal Peoples Television Network. Buffy St. Marie, DJ Shub, Indian City, Ishkwe, Kelly Fraser.
Adult Contemporary Album of the Year, Alicia Brilla, Johnny Reed, Michael Bublé, Nuella Charles, The Tenors.
Blues Album of the Year, Big Dave McLean, Downchild, Monkey Junk, Steve Strongman, Williams, Wayne, and Isaac.
Album Artwork of the Year, Catherine Lepage and Simon Rivest, Everything Now, Arcade Fire. Genevieve Lapointe, Martin Tremblay, Coconut Christmas, The Lost Fingers. Jean-Sébastien Denis, Ian Alevsky, Guy Lheureux. Mechanics of Dominion, Esmerine. Kevin Yazdani, Sean Brown, Eric Lachance. Freudian, Daniel Caesar. Marianne Collins, Ian Alevsky, Steve Farmer. Stubborn Persistent Illusions, Do Make, Say Think.
Alternative Album of the Year, sponsored by Long and McQuaid. Always, Arcade Fire, Land of Talk, Tanya Tagak, Weaves.
Country Album of the Year, Dean Brody, High Valley, James Barker Band, Jess Moskalouk, Tim Hicks.
Vocal Jazz Album of the Year, Bria Skonberg, Diana Krall, Kelly Lee Evans, Matt Dusk, Michael Casehammer.
Group of the Year, presented by Apple Music. A Tribe Called Red, Always, Arcade Fire, Broken Social Scene, Headley.
Rock Album of the Year, Big Wreck, Death from Above, Nickelback, The Glorious Sons, Theory.
Songwriter of the Year, presented by SOCAN. Amelia Curran, Charlotte Cardin, Gord Downey and Kevin Drew. Rose Cousins, Scott Hellman.
Breakthrough Group of the Year, sponsored by Factor, the Government of Canada, and Canada's private radio broadcasters. James Barker Band, The Beaches, The Dead South, The Franklin Electric, The Jerry Cans.
Classical Composition of the Year, Alice Ping-Yi Ho, Andrew Staniland, James Rolfe, Jocelyn Morlock, Vincent Ho.
R&B Soul Recording of the Year, Daniel Caesar, Jacoy, Jesse Reyes, Jive, Keisha Shante.
Juno Fan Choice, presented by TD, Alessia Cara, Arkells, Headley, Jesse Reyes, Justin Bieber, Sean Hook, Shawn Mendes, The Weeknd, Theory, Walk Off the Earth.
Well, there you have, everybody, our 2018 Juno Award nominees. Let's hear it one more time. If that went by a little fast for you, you can go to junoawards.ca to look at all of the nominees. It's an incredible group of artists this year. It's going to be a fantastic Junos in Vancouver. I hope you can join us. Before we wrap things up, I want to welcome back to the stage now a two-time Juno Award nominee, Felix Cartel. You heard his single, Get What You Give, earlier. It dominated the radio this year. It also, congratulations, Mike, became a gold single, your first gold. So congratulations, Felix. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you in Vancouver. Felix, over to you.
They always say we know what's best. Like I don't hear that every day. They always say be like the rest. But I'm a runaway. I hid behind a cheap facade. Yeah, I sing a couple oohs and ahs. They played with me like they were God, but they championed the wrong icon. I'm a runaway, I run away. Yeah, I'm a runaway, catch me. Yeah, I'm a runaway, baby. I'm a runaway. I'm a runaway, catch me. I'm a runaway, baby. Ooh, now. I'm a runaway. I'm a runaway, catch me. I'm a runaway, baby. Ooh, they always say this is your year. Like I don't hear that every day. They always say you're too severe. Like I care what they say. I hid behind a cheap facade. Yeah, I sing a couple ooh-na-nas. They played with me like they were God, but they championed the wrong icon. I'm a runaway. I'm a runaway, catch me. I'm a runaway, baby. Ooh, na, na. No. I'm a runaway. I'm a runaway, catch me. I'm a runaway, baby. They see me running with my mask off, and I don't think that they can catch up. Got me thinking that they hold my key, but I can pick a lock, watch me. I'm a runaway, I run away. I'm a runaway, catch me. I'm a runaway, baby. I'm a runaway. I'm a runaway, catch me. I'm a runaway, baby. All right, I'm done.